Hi everyone. So today I'm coming to talk about politics. I don't really want to make this channel a political channel. I've talked about doing it before, but I feel like there's just so much being fed to everyone on a daily basis. A lot of fake news, a good amount of real news that's being called fake news, that YouTube, for so many people, is a place to just go and kind of get their distraction, get their kind of happy time. I know it is for me. So at least I figured if I was going to make anything political, I wanted to do it with some kind of happier twist. But with the content I'm making today, there's literally no way to do that. The reason I wanted to make today's video is because I feel like this topic is not getting enough news coverage, at least in the US, at least in Los Angeles, which is where I felt like it would be getting more news coverage. If there is getting coverage in other areas of the US, then yay, please let me know down below. I just know that here, I'm not hearing about it nearly as much as I would like to. The only place I'm really hearing about it is on my Facebook timeline and other social media sources like Twitter, where I personally follow a lot of queer media, and that's horrible in my opinion. So I'm gonna dive in. Today I'm talking about Chechnya and the Chechnya 100, and if you don't know what that is, please keep watching because this is important. So basically, a few weeks ago, news broke that gay men were being detained in Chechnya. Now, when I first heard about it, it was being voiced as a gay purge, which, just hearing that, I'm pretty sure emotionally I just shut down at first because it sounded like something out of a horror movie. And I couldn't even, internalize it in any way, shape, or form. I almost thought it was a joke, but I didn't think it was a joke because just knowing anything about Chechnya, knowing anything about Russia and its basically sibling states, I know all of Russia's anti-LGBT laws, so I wasn't completely shocked that something anti-LGBT was happening in Chechnya, but the idea that gay men were just being killed was a little bit shocking. By a little bit, I mean, how the hell is this happening in 2017? But there are other countries that have the death penalty for gay men. I've just never heard of gay men being rounded up in large numbers to be killed. So the story kept developing, and what we now know, to the best of our abilities, is that at least 100 men have been detained and are being held in centers. Let's call them centers. Basically, 100 gay men have been detained, are basically being held in a modern-day concentration camp, and are being tortured, anything you can imagine. There have been reports of electrocution. At least 3 deaths have been reported, and this isn't getting a ton of coverage. Chechnya officials, including the ruler of Chechnya himself, have made some statements. Those statements aren't exactly reassuring. Let me get some of those for you now. Chechnya has said, depending on which statement you want to go for, that this isn't happening, this can't be happening. I believe this was one of the first statements, because there are no gay men in Chechnya. The idea that their response was, this can't happen because there are no gay men in Chechnya, there just aren't any, so we can't do this, is the most, unreassuring thing possible, because clearly there are gay men in Chechnya. There isn't a country out there where there aren't gays here. They don't exist. They're a mythical creature. So, yeah, when I heard that one, it would be, laughter worthy if it wasn't for the fact that men are being tortured and killed. Another one was that this is a horrible April Fool's joke, and the West just fell for it, and, joke's on us. Clearly, no one's gonna believe that one. One of the most chilling, statements that was made by, Ramzan Kadyrov's, he is the ruler of Chechnya's spokesperson, Alvi Kerimov, and he said, if there were such people in Chechnya, law enforcement agencies wouldn't need to have anything to do with them because their relatives would send them somewhere from which there is no returning. So basically, their statement is, we wouldn't have to round them up, torture, and kill these people because their families would have killed them already. Now, I'm going to take a minute and bring up the fact that there are many places in the world where it is not only illegal to be gay, but it is punishable by death to be gay. And this is not excusing any of those places. It is not acceptable that there is anywhere on this planet at this point in time, or at any point in time, but holy God, at this point in time, where it is illegal and death penalty to be gay. But in those countries, there are still gay people who are just trying not to get caught for their sexuality. So this statement that none of this would be a problem, this can't be a problem because God forbid someone gets born and they end up being gay, their family would just kill them. If that was the case in all these other countries where there is a death penalty for it, it's well, we wouldn't have to do that because the families would do it because it's not acceptable in our society. No, families don't just kill their own in all cases because of homosexuality. I'm not saying that never happens. It's disgusting and deplorable. It happens on occasion, but it's not a one size fits all. Just because you're raised in a culture where it's unacceptable to be gay, your family's gonna kill you for being gay. Unsurprisingly, a lot of these reports have come from journalists within Chechnya. The government has both called these reports slanderous and have asked these reporters to out their sources, the gay men who have either been detained and released or suspected of being gay and released, or anyone else, which clearly would put their lives at risk, said that these reporters should not feel threatened. On the reverse side of that coin, these reporters have received death threats, which, I'm sorry, if I received a death threat for writing a piece on men being killed within my country, I would feel pretty threatened. So as it stands, it's a pretty heated topic over there, and I feel like it should be a heated topic here as well. There are gay men being rounded up, forced into camps, and some of them have died already. We don't know what their plans are for the rest, but if history serves, it's not good. There have been statements put out by some members of some countries, but nothing's really being done. Media is not covering this as they should be. And just recently, the Kremlin finally put out a statement about this, and their statement was, there's no reason not to believe Chechnya about these reports. So basically, they're saying, yeah, no, we believe Chechnya. There's just no gay men there. It's fine. There's no one being rounded up. These journalists are just lying. Whatever. So, right now, there is just a complete attack on LGBT rights happening in an area where, yeah, it's not shocking that that's happening, but that doesn't make this any more acceptable. So, with that, this is a time to basically rise up, get the coverage, get something going before this just keeps growing. God forbid this grows outside of Chechnya and starts going into more of Russia itself, because Chechnya is its own entity. But we know Russia's past with their anti-LGBT laws. They do still have a lot on the books. They just recently passed a law legalizing domestic abuse, so who knows what they're gonna do next. I'm clearly mad, but I feel like if I wasn't, something would be massively wrong. As a member of the LGBT community, I need to be. These are my brothers being rounded up and at the very least tortured for their sexuality. But if there's 3 deaths already, there's no reason why we shouldn't believe that they're being rounded up and killed. So I'm going to wrap this up here. Please keep doing research on this subject. Please keep getting updates on this subject because this is a developing story, but there's no reason to think that this is going to develop in any kind of positive way unless there's major pressure from the West. At this point, Chechnya just keeps saying the West is trying to like overthrow Russia and Chechnya by doing all these scandalous articles about them, but let's be real. Like, if your own journalists are giving out these articles about you killing people, there's absolutely no reason why we shouldn't be attacking you. So, if you want to hear especially more about LGBT crises, like, subscribe to my channel. When I get mad, I'm gonna make videos. Like this video, if you want more videos like this, I'm probably gonna make them anyway. And I hope to see you all soon. Bye!